Here is a load of 42,100 pounds. That's an enormous load. Remember, my truck itself weighs 16,000. If it weighs 18, you cannot take the load because the truck and the trailer, this truck and this trailer weigh 37,000 something. So this weight is very critical. It will get me up to 79.5 thousand. So how do you balance a weight like that? Remember, question that you are going to ask. How many slots on the fifth wheel will change the weight on the steer? How many slots you have here? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only have 5. That last one, I never been able to use it. It's blocked. You have 5 slots. How much change on the steer can you do with 5 slots? If you say all you can do in the front is 1,000 pounds. If you put it empty with the trailer, you will have 9,000 here. If you load it, you cannot go more than 12,000. So the question, how many slots on the fifth wheel will get you a certain number on the front is not a simple answer, because the center of mass of the truck, of the tractor with the trailer on it, is about very close to the middle between the steer and the middle of the drive. So your center of mass is almost right here with the trailer. When you have no trailer, your center of mass is right here. The ratio between the distance, the center of mass and the axle is 6 to 9, which means 9 this side, 6 this side. That ratio came from the weight. You have 9,000 here empty, you have 6,000 and half here empty. So your center of mass empty is here. When you put a trailer, it comes to here. When you change the slots, you cannot say each slot will get you a certain number on the front out of your head. You have to do algebra. Algebra means you take that distance, the 5 slots, and you add them on the arm of force of the drive. The arm of force starts from the kingpin, which is right here, to the middle. And the arm of the other force starts from the axle to the middle. When you put that 5 slots on that arm, will it change you the weight on the front? Not a very linear process. Sometimes you can move one slot here, only one slot. You can have 600 pounds in change on the steer. Let us just make it simple now. If you move that latch in the front direction, you cut in the front direction, you increase the weight on the steer. If you move that latch in the back direction, you cut the weight on the drive. We are talking about the latch, not the fifth wheel. If you want to, well, the latch is the fifth wheel. Another way, if you move the fifth wheel locked by the latch in the front, you increase the weight on the front. If you move the fifth wheel with the latch to the back, you increase the weight on the drive. That's simple method, simple process, so you don't get confused. In the back, the story is different. In the back here, you have a huge beam. So the center of mass here is in the middle of the trailer. You need 34 here under 34,000 and 34 in the back. because you have a huge arm of force for the drive and a huge arm of force for the tandem, you have too many slots in the back, too many slots for the tandem to move. Here's the formula is simple. The formula is very simple here. Each 4 of these slots will make 1,000 pounds change. If you move the tandem to the back, you reduce the weight on the trailer. If you move the tandem to the front, you increase the weight of the trailer. Let us just talk about the trailer. Each 4 slots will be 1,000 pounds, which means if you look here, I'm doing some tricky stuff because I am injured. When you are injured, you have to think differently. So I let it retracted. I let the bin retracted because it's so heavy now. And I'm going to drive very slow to the scale, hoping it's not going to slide. I'm going to drive very slow, knowing that I am in trouble. Every 4 slots here, every 4 slots is 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds which means if I move forwards, that will put 1,000 pounds on that drive. And I have here 42,000 pounds, terrible weight. You ask yourself, can everybody do it? No. This lady, she's coming here prime, she cannot take that kind of weight because she has a super truck, a super cabin. A super cabin is too heavy. Her tractor weighing 19,000. That tractor weighs 19,000. My tractor weighs 16,000. So I am 3,000 pounds less than she has. Can she do that? Can she do that weight? Can she do that number? No, she cannot do the 42,000. She can only do 39,000 with trouble. Because remember, it is not only the weight, it is the size of the pallets. The size of I have 20 pallets weighing 40,000, which means every pallet weighs over 2,000 pounds. So you can either reduce the number by 2,000 or by 4,000, because you cannot cut the pallet. You cannot cut the pallets into 2 halves. So she can either take out of here 38 or 36. She cannot take 39 pounds. That is the limitation for the huge trucks. But this truck, we have a contract with CR England because it is rail. So we can take heavy weight, provided that we sleep in the truck. We sleep in the truck so we can deal with the heavy weight. When you drive a small truck, the arm or the span between the 2 wheels is very small. So you end up by struggling with steering because the distance between the steer and the center of mass is short. So you put a lot of work on your hands to be able to steer it. In addition, your weight is too much. She's doing a great job. She's a professional woman. She's doing a great job. She's prime.